My dear subscribers, welcome back to this channel. In today's tutorial, I'm excited to show you how to create a beautiful traditional Saree model for a miniature using Blender. We'll go through each step to bring this classic attire to life in 3D model and make it perfect for printing. This tutorial has a total of 5 chapters, but don't panic. Chapter 1 is simple, and you can skip Chapter 5 if needed. In the remaining 3 chapters, Chapter 2 covers importing files, which is also straightforward. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the tutorial. You can find the download links for the software in the description. In Chapter 1, let's see how to export both the dress and body 3D models from the MakeHuman software. If you are ready, type "ready to go" in the comments with a fire. Open the MakeHuman software. Head over to the Geometries section. On the left side, check the female box, and then go to the right corner to select the female casual suit. Move to the Modeling tab, located at the top left of the screen. Left-click and drag the mouse to rotate the view. Adjust the gender slider in the left corner, decreasing it. Similarly, increase the weight and decrease the height to create a female anatomy body. Next, head over to Pose mode. Choose the Game Engine option in the right corner. Navigate to the Pose tab on the left side. Check the standing box located under the Pose tab on the left. Now, take a look at the options on the right corner to find a suitable standing pose for 3D modeling. I am selecting a normal standing pose. Click on the Files tab in the top right corner. Under the File menu, select the Export option. Click on the 3 dots in the right corner, name the file as Dress 3D Model, and save it. We also need the body 3D model. Again, go to the Geometries section and uncheck the female suit that we selected earlier. Name the file as Body 3D Model and save it. These are the 2 files generated by the MakeHuman software. This folder contains the textures of the 3D models. In Chapter 2, we'll import the dress and body 3D models into Blender and start by creating the top part of the Saree in 3D view. If you are ready, type "I can do it" in the comments. Open Blender software. Let's start a new general project. To learn the Blender shortcuts I used, check out the video link given in the description. Press A to select all and press Delete to import 3D models. Click on File in the top left, select Import and choose .dae. Let's edit the dress first. Use the zoom and hand icons on the right to zoom in, zoom out, and adjust the view. Delete the head and body parts since we don't need them. Also, delete the eyeballs. Switch to Edit mode. Press P to separate, then choose by loose parts. Now the shirt and trousers will be separated. Rename the 3D model as Tops. Delete the trousers as they are unnecessary. Save the Blender file. Select the dress 3D model and switch to Sculpt mode. Enable mesh symmetry along the x-axis to mirror brush changes. Use the Add brush and adjust the chest size. Switch back to object mode. Now, let's import the body 3D model by going to File, then Import, and selecting .dae. Sculpt the dress 3D model again in Sculpt mode. Select the body 3D model and switch to Edit mode. Hide the dress model. Switch to Face mode in the top left corner. We need to delete the leg, which isn't needed for the Saree model. Use Ctrl plus left click to select the faces that are to be deleted. Press, delete, and choose vertices. Press P and select by loose parts. This will separate the legs and upper body. Rename the 3D object as body and delete the legs. Also, delete the eyeballs, which aren't needed for 3D printing. Now, it's ready to go. Click the Annotate icon on the left. Draw a line to mark the dress neckline. Click and drag to draw. Don't forget to check the backside of the dress as well. Select the dress and go to Edit mode. Let's select the faces and delete the top part that we don't need. Use Ctrl plus left click to select faces continuously. Press Delete and choose Faces. Press P to separate, then choose by loose parts. Switch to object mode and delete any unnecessary parts. Select the dress again and go back to Edit mode. Choose Vertex mode from the top left corner. Press G to move, then Z to move along the Z-axis. Select each vertex one by one and drag it down along the blue markings we made. Let's open another viewport at the bottom right for easier reference. Refer to both the views and adjust vertices along the X, Y, and Z axes. I'm adjusting vertices one by one. If you have a better idea, let me know in the comments. Select the object and choose Shade Flat. Switching to flat makes editing easier than in smooth mode. Switch between Edit and Sculpt mode to get the best results. Use the Elastic Deform brush to drag the vertices. The Draw brush helps to bring the vertices forward. Save a copy of the Blender file so you always have a backup in case of mistakes. In Chapter 3, let's shape the hip and bottom part. If you are ready, comment "Almost done" in the comment box. First, let's edit the hip. Change from vertex mode to face mode. Choose the faces near the hip. You can use Ctrl plus left click to select faces continuously. After selecting, press Delete and click Faces. Press P and select Buy Loose Parts. Delete any unnecessary 3D models. Now the upper and bottom parts are separated. Next, let's edit the bottom part. Press U to select all and then press F to create faces. Choose the body 3D object and sculpt the hip so that it fits the costume. Rename the 3D objects as top and bottom. Now, let's sculpt the bottom 3D object. Select the bottom 3D object and switch to Edit mode. Select the faces at the bottom and press E to extend them. Move it along the Z-axis. Press yes to resize and then extend further by pressing Y. It looks great. Please comment on how your 3D model looks at this point. Select Loop Cut and add edges to the extended dress. Increase the number of loop cuts. Now, move to Sculpt mode and smooth the dress using the smooth brush. The output is getting better, so let's continue. That's great. Save our copy for safety purposes as a backup, so if any mistakes happen in the future, we will always have help. Chapter 4 is the final chapter where we will fully create the Saree 3D model and prepare it for 3D printing. Comment "I have done it" in the comment box with energy. Let's start by making the Saree using a plane. Rotate it 90 degrees along the x-axis. Resize and position it near the hip. Make it as slim as possible and place it close to the hip. Move to edit mode and rotate it at a slant. Let's begin step by step. Change from edge mode to vertices mode. Select loop cut and add an edge at the center of the plane. We need to gradually cover the 3D object with the Saree. Click G to move the vertices. With practice, it becomes easy. You can create a Saree in just 10 minutes if you keep working at it. Step by step, add vertices to the Saree, wrapping it from the front to the back. You can see that I've started from the front and am slowly extending my work to cover the back of the 3D model. Focus on the sides and gradually move toward the back. We are doing a great job, and the 3D model is looking good. Choose Loop Cut in the left corner to cut the Saree edges. Switch to Sculpt mode and adjust the vertices. Sculpt mode will be easier for adjusting the Saree compared to Edit mode. We can use Edit mode to add vertices and Sculpt mode to smooth and adjust them. Again, switch back to Edit mode and start extending the vertices. Click on the vertices one by one and extend them downward. We can gradually add more vertices. Focus on the sides and gradually move toward the back. You can see that I started from the front and am slowly extending me work to cover the back of the 3D model. How does your 3D model look now? I'm eager to know, so comment below. We are almost done adding vertices. Let's finalize our work. Adjust the Saree near the hips and drag the vertices to cover them. Do the same at the back. Save our copy, as we are about to move on to the next exciting process. Select the vertices at the end, entry to hide them within the bottom dress 3D object. Move to Sculpt mode and smooth them out. Editing the Saree is complete. Tell me how it looks in the comments. Select the Saree and let's add a multi-resolution modifier. This will subdivide the vertices and give it a more realistic appearance. Click Subdivide once and you will notice that the 3D object now has many more vertices. In Sculpt mode, smooth the Saree 3D object and adjust it to match the body's anatomy. Click Subdivide once and you will notice that the 3D object now has many more vertices. Don't forget to save the Blender file. This 3D model looks great. I am applying the multi-resolution modifier. Now, let's return to edit mode for final adjustments. Hide the body 3D object while editing the Saree near the hips to ensure it looks natural. Since the Saree is currently a plane, we can't print it as is. Let's make the object solid by adding a solidify modifier in the Add Modifier properties. It's a good idea to hide the edges of the Saree 3D object within the bottom dress 3D object. Let me know in the comments if you have any better ideas. Let's add shapes to the bottom dress 3D model in Sculpt mode. Draw some wrinkles on the dress to add realism. Now, let's apply a multi-resolution modifier to the bottom dress 3D model. Remove the unused armature modifier and add the multi-resolution modifier instead. Click Subdivide and go to Sculpt mode. Select the Saree 3D object and enter Sculpt mode. Before sculpting, make sure to apply the Solidify modifier. Add shapes to the Saree to create natural-looking wrinkles. You can increase the speed of YouTube video by 2x for some time. Now, select the top dress and add the multi-resolution modifier. Select the Saree and make the changes as shown. For the top dress, subdivide the multi-resolution. Finally, save a copy of the Blender file. This is the final chapter. In this, let's check if the 3D model is suitable for 3D printing. We have already come to the end of the tutorial, so type "success" in the comment box. Open the Ultimaker Cura software. Go to Blender. Then to export the 3D model, go to File, Export, and select STL file. Return to Ultimaker Cura and drag and drop the 3D file. Adjust the Z-axis as the 3D model is placed too high. I'm increasing the height of the 3D model. Click Slice. Let's make the bottom flat, as the uneven surface doesn't look good for the Saree. Add a cube mesh as shown in the tutorial. Place the cube at the bottom of the Saree. Switch to wireframe view to see how much of the Saree the cube will crop. Select the bottom dress and apply the multipliers in modifiers. For the bottom dress 3D object, add a Boolean modifier and choose the cube as the Boolean modifier for the bottom dress 3D object. Apply the Boolean modifier for the bottom dress 3D object. Let's hide the bottom dress temporarily. Apply the multipliers modifier. Unhide the cube and again switch to wireframe view. Select the Saree and add a Boolean modifier, and choose the cube as the Boolean modifier for the Saree. Apply the Boolean modifier and unhide the remaining 3D models. Delete the cube since it shouldn't be exported for output. Take a look and export the Saree as shown in the tutorial. Go to Ultimaker Cura software and reload the 3D model. Click Slice and wait. Check if the 3D model is ready for 3D printing. The top dress is not ideal for 3D printing. Let's revisit and edit it in Blender. Let's edit the top dress in Edit mode. Press A to select all and press F to create faces. Switch from vertex mode to face mode. Select the face and press E to extrude, followed by store size. Again, press E to extrude and move along the Z-axis. Unhide all other 3D models. Let's export and check again if it's ready for 3D printing. Return to Cura software, reload and slice as usual. We can see the hip area needs adjustments, else the printing won't to be proper. Go to Blender. Choose the hip and switch to Edit mode. Select vertices one by one and drag them down so they are hidden in the bottom dress. After hiding, press A to select all vertices and press F to create faces. Save and export the 3D model. Reload and slice in Ultimaker Cura software. In preview mode, let's have a final check if the 3D model is good for 3D printing. We have done a great job. Dear subscribers, have you learned how to make a Saree 3D model? As you can see, I have edited the hand pose and 3D printed it, adding more modifications to the Saree. I have even placed a phone in the model's hand. It took a few trials to get this 3D print right on the first attempt, especially since there are no other tutorials like this on YouTube. But don't worry, you have got me to guide you. If you have any questions or need another short tutorial, feel free to comment below. In the upcoming tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a curly hairstyle for women in 3D. Do you need a live session? Give 100 likes to the pinned comment and watch the next video.